Department of Administrative Services. As you know, the Department of Administrative Services is a service department. We provide infrastructure so that other departments can provide services to the county residents. The department saw a reduction of its staff of approximately 22% in 2012, and I'll be happy to go through the charts. So the first line item is the salary and wages for the director's office. It appears that it's an increase of $83,000. I would just caution that is mainly the vacancy of the deputy county manager's position that is housed in the personnel for right now. It is currently vacant. In last year's budget, it was funded as of the day the budget was adopted. As the new budget reopened this year, it was fully funded back to its position, and that's what the increase is, but it's a vacant position right now. As for the OE expenses of $35,000, the board is aware that the county manager has established or is establishing the Office of Asset Management within the Department of Administrative Services, and this is the soft cost for establishing that office. Motor vehicles, the salary has went down $58,000, which is due to layoffs, and we had one vacancy for a mechanics helper that worked on the paratransit fleet. He had left in late November. Upon his leaving, paratransit funding was reduced, and that vacancy is now left open as unfunded. Overtime is up $6,000 in the department, and that's solely based upon the messengers. In 2012, or early 2012, we had 5 messengers. We currently have 3 messengers. One of our messengers is out on extended medical leave, and one was laid off, actually retired. It is cheaper to pay $6,000 in overtime than it would be to pay $33,000, $34,000 in salary and another perhaps 15 or 16 in fringe. So that's how we're operating the messenger's office at this time. Which brings us to the OE. I am requesting consideration of an increase of $422,000, and I will break that down into various segments. The first segment is vehicles. In last year's budget, it was policy decision that we removed $300,000 out of motor vehicles budget, and the county wasn't going to buy any cars last year. We have an aging fleet. We have 10 cars that are over 130,000 miles, and we also had 3 police cars total last year at no fault of the county. We will get subrogation for the, I'm sure the board saw the video for the one up in the loop when the Tahoe came across the line and smashed the front end of our Charger rather. We were able to get $14,000 on that claim, but a new police car is approximately $35,000. So we'll take that 14, put it up to another $20,000 to replace that vehicle. $170,000 of that 420 is increasing the county's fuel line item. Last year, the county spent $2.1 million in fuel, approximately 703,000 gallons of gas and diesel. Of that 703,000 gallons, approximately 140,000 gallons was used by our resale groups, the 8 entities that purchased the gas through the county. So the county realized approximately $440,000 in revenue from those towns. So the county actually spent for itself $1.6 million in fuel, or about 570,000 gallons. Out of that 570,000 gallons, 37% was used by law enforcement and emergency responders. 37% was used by public works, park maintenance, and 22% was used by paratransit and Meals on Wheels, which brings you up to about 97 or 96% was used by those core groups right there. So we dispensed 703,000 gallons, but we didn't pay for 703,000 gallons. Director Moran, Director Scotoro, and the Office of Emergency Management was able to secure approximately 20,000 gallons of diesel fuel and gas during Storm Sandy from Phillips 66 to their contacts, which is approximately $70,000 of fuel we were able to put into place during the storm. So I am accounting for that gas in our usage. So the utilization for gas last year for the county was down 2.4% over the previous year. So the county dispensed 720,000 gallons in 2011 and 703,000 in 2012. But we all know that gas prices and diesel prices have gone up. In 2011, the average price of gas for the year for the county, everybody's aware that the county purchases its gas through the wholesale market, where we pay approximately 2 cents above wholesale for gas and 3.2 cents a gallon for diesel. We pay about approximately $16,000 a year in delivery costs associated with the fuel, but it was, so for 2011 it was 2.91 cents a gallon for gas and $3.10 for diesel. In 2012 it was 3.02 for gas and 3.22 for diesel. And currently for the first 3 months of 2013 we're paying 3.02 for gas, which is high considering that the winter months is the lowest part of the year for gas. When we're on the winter mix, that's when the gas should be at its lowest. And we're paying at the same rate we paid for the entirety of last year, and we're paying $3.27 for diesel. We paid as much as $3.44 earlier in February when diesel was extremely high. So I'm accounting for those changes in the market, and I'm also happy to say that Mountainside has joined the resale group, and we're budgeted for their utilization for the resale group, and we're close to signing the Plainfield Housing Authority as well. And $100,000 of that $422,000 is for parts and equipment for the vehicles. We spent $40,000 over our allotted budget last year for parts, and we have 3 very large repairs of Director Garziano's heavy-duty trucks pending. We didn't have the money in the budget last year. One of his transmission jobs, I believe, is almost $30,000. But these are heavy equipment. These machines are $200,000 and $300,000 pieces of equipment, and it is worth fixing the transmissions and such to get these back on the road.
We don't fix those.
No. But I'll be happy to answer any questions about motor vehicle equipment.
Let me ask a question in terms of large repairs that you were not funded for. Is there any connection between the repairs and the shared services with other municipalities and potential use of equipment that are heating up our equipment? Is that a fair statement, or they treat it as good as we treat our own equipment?
If I can, through you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, when we loan out any equipment to any local municipality, we make sure it comes back in the same condition, if not better. We ask them to clean the trucks when we get them back. So we keep on top of that. They also do the truck checks. There's a daily checkout sheet on all the trucks, and all the towns have to do that also. When they use our trucks, they have to give us back those sheets to show that everything was checked out on a regular basis. So the other towns that borrow from us, they do keep them in good shape. If we were to find any kind of abuse, we wouldn't allow them to do it.
So none of these trucks that we're looking at the side expenses in terms of repair were loaned out to anyone else?
No.
Division of Personnel. Division of Personnel's salary lines has decreased due to layoffs in 2012, and the OE expense is up $21,500. That is solely due to labor negotiations. Our arbitration costs for last year grew approximately $21,000. However, this is the time for us to be as aggressive as we possibly can with arbitration. With the new insurance arbitration law that was put into place in 2010 and expires in April 2014, it has a 2% cap on all awards, inclusive of increments and other dollars that are in the contract. So I strongly recommend trying to settle. As the board knows, there's 19 of our 22 contracts are currently expired. 8 of those contracts are eligible for insurance arbitration. The more we can get settled in this year, the better off it is for the fiscal future of the county. So this money is well worth being spent to prepare for arbitration moving forward. And the Division of Purchasing, the salary increase went up $13,000. That is associated with the restructuring of purchasing that was approved by Fiscal and Policy in December, and the OEE expenses went down by $15,200, which is in part due to the Efficiency Task Force and the application of the Division of Purchasing with the standardization of purchasing of toners and office supplies.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. So getting back to the personnel area and settling contracts, is it better for this county to have longer contracts as a result of this in length? Like typically probably 3 years or 4 years. Is it better for us to move to a longer contract, a negotiated contract?
It would be advantageous to have a longer contract if possible. I mean, those that have interest arbitration, which are the law enforcement groups, know that the law expires in 2014 in April. So they will want shorter contracts. We would prefer longer, and it just depends upon the award. And settling contracts and realizing savings where you can.
Good, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Very well. Joe, John, appreciate it. Sure. We're going to move on to public safety. You guys can't leave.
Come on.